What's up, guys? Welcome to another exciting episode of Let's Learn. Today we're going to have a look at Carry On by Fun. So we're going to have a fun time. See what I did there? This song's pretty easy, so we're going to do something a little bit different than usual. The main thing actually that we're going to do is actually have a look at the solo section once we get there. Just because a lot of this video is going to be like 3 minutes long, and what fun is that? So let's get right to it. By the way, if you're a regular subscriber and you kind of know what these videos are all about, awesome. If not, these videos are mostly just about me kind of learning songs for the first time and explaining my thought process as I go. And again, for you regular subscribers, stick around at the end. There's some news that I want to share with you guys, so definitely stick around for that. All right, let's get to it. Okay, so with your intro there, let's turn that on a little. With your intro there, you're gonna have your capo on first fret because, excuse me, your roots just sound like bum 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 ba da da do do ba da da do. So really, if we're just going back and forth between an F and B flat, might as well just take our capo, put it on first fret, and now those are open strings. So we're going to treat that like E and treat that like A. So basically we just do an E major chord. Because, right, if you try E minor, that doesn't sound right. So E major it is. Boom, 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 A major. Boom, boom, but back to the E, then back to the A. Now for my A, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off my ring finger because then that gives me those notes. Which is really helpful if we want to try that other part, the boom, 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 right? So all that stuff, it might sound fancy, but really all those notes are already in your chord, so you don't have to do a whole lot with your hand. So for example, with the E, we have E, B string, E string, B string, and then if we play that A chord without anything on the B string, then that note, boom, our middle finger is on there. So second fret on the G string, and of course I mean second fret above the capo. So, and then boom, 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 boom. If you want to do that, what it would be like is if you were to put second fret on the B string like you normally would have for an A major chord. See what I did there? And then you'd basically have to do like a pull off as you switch to an E major. So it'd be like. Yeah, so you'd have to like that. So you'd hit it twice on the A, and then on your E, you have to use your pinky to do second fret on the B string, and then pull off to open, and then pluck your G string, which your index finger should be on first fret for your E major chord. So, and then if you want to do right, so that note. With that note you can find again already in your A major, right? So it's second fret on the D string, and that thing is just open B, second fret on the G string, first fret on the G string, and then that note which is already in your chord. So that whole thing, I'll try and do it slowly here. You'd have we did there. Boom. Oh, hit the table a little bit. Boom, 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 do, 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 do. Okay, so I know that's pretty tricky. Some of you guys have been asking for stuff that's a little more complicated, so there you go. You have that option if you want it. Otherwise, if that seems like a little much, just do your E, your A, right? And that still sounds pretty good. I mean, they're nice sounding chords. So, do what you like. That's always the motto on Let's Learn. And let's carry on. Ha! I did it again. Carry on. I am so hilarious. It's unreal.
sound, the silence that comes. We're cutting like knives in a fist fight.
Okay, this is more the same. E, A, E, A.
With a bottle of wine and the curtain, I like the 4th of July. You swore and set me on.
Okay, we're into the pre-chorus here.
This I know, I never said we are. Though I never been through hell like that, I've closed enough windows to know you can never look back. If you're lost in a...
Okay, so as always, just listening to the roots, and we'll backtrack and I'll play the roots along with it so you can kind of see what I'm hearing here.
This I know.
So of course we start on E, then we have F sharp, and then we have G sharp, and then A,
Though I never been through hell like that, I've closed enough windows to know you can never look back.
and the second time through there it just goes E, F sharp, E.
If you're lost in a zone.
So if we try to put some chords over that bad boy, I can't speak. It's amazing I do these videos. I like the sound of F sharp minor there, because F sharp major sounds weird. Again, we just shift that thing up 2 frets, and we got G sharp minor, and A major, just like we were doing before, and then E, F sharp minor, and I think I'm gonna do, instead of doing a full, what I'm gonna do is, instead of doing a full bar chord like that, and like that, I'm gonna do these things. So if you can't see exactly what's happening here, I'm using my thumb to get the root, which if you've seen my videos, I tend to do a lot just because I have relatively big hands. And then I do, on the same fret that my thumb is on, I do the D string and the G string, right? So I've got, for example, 2, open, 2, 2, open, open. And then I shift that up 2 frets, so now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, open, 4, 4, open, open. And the reason I'm doing that is because, for one, instead of having the, that sounds pretty good actually, but instead of taking the octave here, like, right, so if that's my root, my octave is there. Instead of doing that, I'm taking it down to a minor 7th, which is unusual. But I think it sounds a little more interesting. That's a chord that I just know only because I've played a lot of John Mayer stuff in the past, and he uses that a lot. So that's the thing you can do. If you're doing this sort of suspended chord where you're having those open strings, you can bump down the octave to 7. Both sound good. Like here's with the octave. And here's with the minor 7th that I'm doing. So I like them both. I'm going to do the 7th just because I think it's a little bit more interesting. But once again, do what you like. So there's that. Let's get into the chorus.
Oh, you're sinking like a stone. Carry on. May you pass me the sound of your feet upon the ground. Carry on.
Okay, so very easy again. We're just going back to the E, ba da 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 bong, ba da A B, E E A. I screwed that up. But basically, it's a lot of E, a lot of A, and then a lot of B for the first time through, and then the rhythm's a little bit different the second time through. So I'll play along with it, and you can see how it fits together.
If you're lost in a hole, or you're sinking like a stone, carry on. May you pass me the sound of your feet.
Sorry, A, B,
Carry on.
Now we're just back into the E, A thing. You can also do an A here. Sounds cool. In case that confused you, all that is, it's just like an E major shape, but you've bumped it up to 5th fret above the capo. and that's an A major. So instead of doing it here, sounds good. You can do it here, also sounds good. I like to mix it up just as I go, because why not? Pre-chorus. E, F sharp minor. I'm doing it like that again. G sharp minor. A major. E major again. F sharp minor. Okay. Okay, so important thing to note. In the first time through the pre-chorus, we went E, F sharp major, G sharp major, A major, and then we went A major, F sharp major, F sharp minor, E major. This time it just does the same thing twice. So E, F sharp, G, A, F sharp, G, A. And then we're back into the chorus, which we just did. We found it's real easy. It's just the E. Sorry. And you're sinking like a stone. Carry on. And so on. You get it. You guys are smart. So let's carry on. Stay on the beat for a second. Okay. So now we're into the bridge where he says, "My head is on fire, but my legs are fine," which sounds awful, having your head on fire. You should really deal with that. But anyway, your roots, so again, it just sounds like we've gone to the A, E, B. I'm losing my voice a little bit. Okay. I went too far back. Okay. A, E, B. A, E, B. A, E, B. Okay, so we're into the solo section. Now, I know I said that I'm going to do what I don't usually do, which is figure out the solo on camera. But I thought, I want to demystify some of what's happening here. It might sound like this big rockin' thing, but it's just the same as what we're always doing. We're looking at the intervals and kind of understanding how these solos come to be. So let's do that. I'm going to make a quick loop of the guitar part underneath it, and then try and play along with it so that you can kind of see what happens. So with that in mind, let's start out by figuring what the underneath guitar part is. So we'll back it up a little bit. Okay, so the underneath, sort of the backing guitar, is just the pre-chorus. So. Okay, so I'll record that real quick. Okay, so if we have a quick listen to the song, it starts out basically on the octave above E. So in the context, I'm not going to use a capo, so that's actually going to end up being 13th fret. And from there, there's a lot of delay on it, so it sounds like it's being picked really fast, which isn't actually the case. It's a little tricky. that sounds really crazy. It's really not. It starts out just on your high octave, and he's just picking it pretty quick. Right? Pretty easy. Just pick the one note quick. And then those... Right? So those notes, that's just a fourth below. And then it just goes up a whole tone. So... Right? Nothing too scary about that. You just do that. And then back to the note. And then you do it again. But then you're up a tone. And then you do it again. And then you're up another tone. Right? So that whole thing, if you're doing this. And then I don't know what happens after that. Let's have a look.
Close the door, hold the phone, show me how. No one's ever gonna stop us now.
Okay, so that's actually just a lot of like... Okay, so all that is, you can do it up here. Instead of going like, which we've done, and then instead of going up 2 frets to do a whole tone, instead we're gonna go back to that 15th fret and just bend it. Oh. Which actually on this guitar it's a little wonky. So it should sound like, yeah, I got some weird fret buzz. Okay. It would sound like this though. Right? So for you guys, bend your 15th fret up to, until it sounds like this fret. I'm gonna do it up here just because again I got a funny E string situation. But okay. So nothing too crazy about that. Basically we've just gone 1, 2, 3, and then 2, 1 again. So basically like the first 3 notes of a major scale. Nothing too crazy. Moving on. Okay. Again, here's our root. Right? Or you're doing it over here. Either works. Either way, they're both just an E. So that's just a 5th above. Right? So in this case, I don't know what fret that is. 15, 17, 19. I'm on 20th fret, but basically just know the more important thing here, which is that you have your E, and then you've done a 5th above, and you're just going down the scale. Right? So if you don't know how to play a major scale, that's a whole other story, but it's a thing that you should look into if you don't already know how to do it. So 5, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and that's fine. So we've gone. This will sound better with more delay, but who cares? Okay, let's see what happens next. Okay, then it does the same thing. But instead of going down to bum, bum, it does the first 3 notes. 5, 5, 5, 4, 3, and then up a tone. And then back to 5 where we started. So that's not too scary. We have... And I like to do a bend instead of going up because it sounds cool. So do whatever you like. That's probably a little easier instead of bending. Aw, you gotta be kidding me. Okay, and then... Okay, and now it's gone back to, after it goes... So now it's gone back to another E, right? We've had E here, we've had E here, now it's got E here, an octave lower. So again, that's 10th fret on the G string, and it just does the E, and then, right? So just that 4th below, just like we did here. Really? So not at all that complicated, but same thing. And then it does a little like garbage run. I'll tell you what that means in a minute. But basically right here, Okay, that's what goes. Okay, so a garbage run is basically just when you pick a lot of nonsense while you move your hand and kind of mute it, kind of like that, which is really, really kind of lame. But it's like he's basically trying to get from back up to this E, right? Because all we're doing in this solo is, it seems like, playing a lot of E's. So instead of doing a proper solo run, which is just a major scale like that, but maybe a little better, he's really just kind of kerfuffling his way through it and ending up. So the whole thing, I'll try and play along real quick to the loop I made. So let me get that going. So it sounds kind of lame without all the other instruments in there, but you can see kind of how it fits together. I'll do it again because I can really remember how it goes. And then just back into the verse. Okay, so. So I was almost reluctant to show you guys just how that solo works because now it's a lot less impressive. But just remember, you've got your root, which is always E in this case, and then you're just in a fourth above, or a fourth below, and then you've got uptone, and then up another tone, and then after that you've ended up back at your root, and then you've just done a descending major scale, starting on the fifth, and then you've done it again, but you go up after. And then you do this thing again, but you do it an octave lower. Then you do a garbage run, you make some noise, and then you end up there. So nothing too mystifying. Hopefully that made some sense, and hopefully solos for you are a little less intimidating now. So let's carry on with the rest of this song, and I don't think there's really any more to it, but nonetheless, let's see it through. Okay, so let's switch guitars. Okay, so carrying on. Okay, so that whole section there is just the pre-chorus again and again. We already know how to play that. Now we're into the chorus again. Skip ahead. Okay, so it actually just repeats the chorus riff again and again until you end. You do some clapping, and that's totally cool. Okay, so as you can see, there's not really a lot to that song. It's super easy. So again, just remember to have your capo on 1. But I was actually checking out the acoustic version on YouTube of this song, and he actually does it just open. So you do all the same chords. Okay, so you can do either. It's all good. I find it's easier to sing without the capo, so that's how I roll. And again, the solo section, definitely give it a go. I mean, I know it might not be the easiest thing in the world, but you know, sometimes you got to challenge yourself to get any better, right? So that's it. Hope this helped. If you liked this video, you liked what you saw, definitely hit the like button below, and that helps me out. And if you haven't already, then subscribe. It's more of the same. Always just kind of learning stuff by ear off the bat and kind of explaining to you guys the thought process so that you know how to learn things on your own. Finally, I know I said last time that you know, once we hit 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to start doing some live streams, and then we can definitely get caught up on some of your requests, which would be awesome. So that's totally cool. To make that happen, make sure you share this video with your friends just so that we get more viewers. That would be fantastic. And now on to some cool announcements. A huge, unbelievable shout out to one of our viewers. Just for privacy's sake, I'm not going to say who it is, but unless they want me to, and then I will next time. But one of you has donated $85 to me for a new camera, which is phenomenal. I can't thank you enough, because that is huge for me. Of course, we have about 38 more days that you guys can donate on the Indiegogo page to the Get Dave a New Camera Fund. It would certainly help me out a lot. It would definitely improve the video quality. And once again, I had no idea if I'm ever in the frame. I think I am, but I wish I could like point to things. I could have chords here maybe if I knew that there was space here. I don't know. But I can't see my phone screen while I do this, which is real unfortunate. So that's one of the big reasons I want to get a new camera. Amongst other things, we reached 500 and something subscribers now, which is awesome. And what else can I tell you? I made notes of things that I want to talk about. Oh yeah, last but not least, Lethal Lion. I did get your message in my YouTube inbox, but you have contact lock enabled, which means I can't reply. So fix that, or maybe just send me a comment in the questions, or send me your question in the comments below this video, because then I can reply there. Or on my webpage, letslearnwithdave.com. Either way, I'd love to get back to you, but I just can't, as your settings are right now. So check that out. And that's it. All right. So once again, thanks a lot for watching, and I will see you guys next time.